When you look in a mirror, have you ever felt, even for a moment, that your reflection was moving independently of you? Because in 2013, a man in Ohio proved that this feeling wasn't just a reflection error. And since then, no one has heard from him since. Ronald Rogers was a 43-year-old antique dealer living alone in a small Ohio town. He earned his living selling antique clocks, paintings, and mirrors in his small shop. But his greatest passion was collecting cursed objects. At an auction, a large, wooden-framed mirror from the 18th century caught his eye. He wanted to buy the mirror and asked the seller its price. The seller said, "You can have it for $20. Ronald immediately pulled out some crumpled bills from his pocket, counted out $20, and handed them to the man. But that's where the action began. The seller, handing Ronald the mirror, said without even making eye contact, "Don't use this when you're alone at night. The reflection isn't always you." Ronald mistook this for a marketing ploy and bought the mirror without a second thought. That night, he hung the mirror on the wall of his living room. The only light in his room was the dim yellow ceiling light bulb. Later, Ronald stood in front of the mirror, turned on his phone's camera, and began recording his reflection. But something strange was that the reflection in the video had eyes looking away. Even stranger, the face in the reflection began to smile. But Ronald wasn't smiling. Ronald's friend Mark called Ronald, but when he couldn't hear from him, he went home. The door to Ronald's house was locked from the inside, and the windows were closed. The police had to break in the door. When they entered, the house was completely tidy, but Ronald's phone was on the table in front of the mirror hanging on the wall in the living room. An unfinished video recording was on the screen. In the recording, Ronald stood in front of the mirror, his eyes red. He said in a shaky voice, "He's copying me. He's not imitating my movements anymore. He doesn't love me, he hates me," and a few seconds later, the camera dropped to the floor. In the final frame, Ronald was nowhere to be seen, but the mirror showed a tall man walking away from the camera with his back turned. Police found another person's footprint inside the house. However, that footprint started right in front of the mirror and stopped a meter away. The mirror was taken to the police station as evidence. The mirror remained there for 3 days, but after 3 days, it disappeared from the evidence room. The cameras malfunctioned the night it disappeared. The case remains open, but it is officially registered as an unexplained missing person. Locals still claim that the cursed mirror is somehow still circulating. Some claim that a similar mirror is still for sale on online secondhand goods websites, and a user reportedly purchased this cursed mirror in 2021. And it vanished that same night. So, if you ever see your face in a strange and unusual mirror in an antique shop, maybe that reflection isn't looking at you, it's watching you.